May I now take the opportunity to welcome the chief guest of the program, Shri Naveen Mittal, IAS, Commissioner, Collegiate Education and Technical Education, Government of Telangana. Shri Naveen Mittal is graduated in Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering from IIT Delhi. Shri Naveen Mittal is a strong administrative professional skilled in government, urban development, public finance, IT, strategy, management, and leadership. Shri Naveen Mittal Garu has qualified into Indian Administrative Service in the batch of 1996. Sir has served in various positions as Secretary, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Hyderabad, Commissioner and Secretary, Information and Public Relations, Government of Telangana, Secretary, Finance, Government of Telangana. Sir even worked as Special Commissioner, Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation and Collector and District Magistrate of Hyderabad for 2 years and as well Collector and District Magistrate of Krishna District of Andhra Pradesh for 3 years and Commissioner, Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation, Government of Andhra Pradesh for 2 years. Sir, it's our privilege to welcome you today. May I now request you to address the participants.
Thank you, Dr. Shweta, Dr. Ramesh, and your entire team, and all the participants. A very good evening to all of you. First of all, I must thank you all for inviting me for this valedictory program of this week-long FTP. It's on a very, very important topic, I must say, which is data analysis. And you have covered data analysis with this SPS package, which is, I would say, very interesting package and something which, especially the social scientists and everybody who's involved with or engaged with the field of research must learn and understand and know how to operate. Because the times which we are going through are very interesting times. There is a huge influx of technology in every conceivable field. And the field of research is no different. In fact, the power of computers, which is sitting on our desktops today, is so much that a few decades back, that power had to come from almost, I would say, a size of an industrial workshed to really utilize the power of the computation which is available today. In fact, I can tell you about 25 years back, I passed out from IIT Delhi, doing my engineering in the field of computer science and engineering. And we used to have this huge room full of the servers which were used for, I would say, very, very basic computations. And there's a huge, huge growth. In fact, those who are, have understanding of the field of computer science or have heard of this Moore's law. There's literally, like, every year the power of computation is literally becoming 1.5 times, and both the storage capacity and the speed of computations. And though this Moore's law was advocated in the early 70s for almost, I would say, half a century, this has proven to be correct. And going forward also, we feel that the power of computers is going to be immensely increased. So it's important that researchers utilize this power which is available in their hands and available on their tables to analyze the data which is generated. And the data is getting generated from so many sources. I mean, there is a huge amount of data which is already, I would say, available, especially with government and with various entities which are engaged in public sphere. In fact, there is this entire movement which has come up, which is open data movement, and many international entities and many international governments are engaged in making their data online available openly without any charge. Of course, the personal side of the data is hidden. In fact, today itself, I attended a webinar in which we had the Additional Chief Secretary of Government of Karnataka, and they have started also with this open data policy. So what I'm trying to say is that increasingly the researchers have access to more and more data, and of course the researchers themselves can generate a lot of data through their own field studies, which may be more time consuming and more expensive. But today that access to a huge amount of data is there. So one is huge amount of data. Two is this power of competition which is available. And I think what is missing is understanding of this data analysis tools. So I'm happy that the Mahatma Gandhi University, under the leadership of Dr. Ramesh and his entire team, have taken up this FDP, which is very interesting and very important, I would say, with the help of Atal Academy, which is AICT Training and Learning Academy. It's a very prestigious, I would say, it's very prestigious to have AICT programs. I mean, you can't just get these programs unless until you have quality. And I'm also happy to hear the comments of various participants, both who have talked about it and who are also writing in the chat box around. And I'm happy to see, though I've not participated in the program, but the kind of feedback which you have given shows that the program was very well designed, very well delivered, and very well received by all the participants. And that shows the immense effort which Dr. Ramesh and his entire team are putting it together, and also all the resource persons who have taken various sessions, which have really benefited the participants. I also want to point out the fact that the research on the available data is also going into many interesting spheres. For example, the last year Nobel Prize in Economics was got by three persons. One of them is an Indian, Abhijit Banerjee, and I had the privilege of listening to him when he came to our National Academy of Administration, which is located in Mussoorie, the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, which trains the IAS officers. And this was almost about a decade back, I would say in the year 2011, 9 years back. And he took an entire module on evidence-based research in the public sphere, that is use of RCTs in the field of development. And that time, it was a very kind of raw field, and very few people had heard of evidence-based research in public policy and in field of development. So research happens in various other spheres, but this was kind of, I would say, very new. And they, the reason why they were able to get the Nobel Prize at such a young age, and with I mean, the number of years which they put in, compared to many other Nobel Prize winners who would have probably put in many more years of their career in the field of research, was that they combined this power of statistics and power of data analysis in a field wherein it was kind of absent. And they were able to really bring out a very interesting combination of data analysis and evidence-based research from the field by designing this randomized controlled trials, which give us very interesting answers to certain things which we think may be working in the field. A simple example I'll tell you is about the impact of midday meals in our schools. Now, midday meals, we know is happening all across the country, but nobody really bothered to find out what is the real impact of it. And they used randomized controlled trials a few years back in, I would say, a couple of states to find out how the midday meals are impacting. And they found that though the midday meals have very good impact on the health of the students and also probably on the attendance of the students, it really does not have any impact on the academic outcomes of the students. I'm not saying that this is good to hear, but this is good to know, because then you can really design your public policies accordingly. And there are many other interesting examples of how it is. In fact, many of you have spoken, those who have given the feedback, I have seen that you're from very, very diverse fields. And the beauty or the power of data analysis and beauty and the power of data analysis such that it can be used in every conceivable field, whether it is social sciences, whether it is sciences, or whether it is a field of medical research, or whether it is even, I would say, one of the speakers was from is an English language teacher, and even in the field of languages, engineering, you name any field, and there is this importance of data analysis because you can answer many questions with use of this. So I'm happy that all of you have taken the efforts of participating in a program like this, and I'm sure that all of you would be benefited from it. In fact, one of the participants was saying that, I think it was Mr. Vishwarup Chatterjee who was talking about it, that SPSS cannot be learned in 1 week. And I fully agree with you that SPSS cannot be learned in 1 week. In fact, I can say that no software package can be really learned in 1 week. But what I think is important is to get exposed to a package and to have that breaking of barriers between a person and a software package. Because once one does that, many of these packages are having very good, I would say, help menus and a lot of documentation in terms of how one can further learn. And once you get exposed to it, I think there's no stopping back. In fact, it's very similar to some of these simple office tools like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel or Microsoft PowerPoint. In fact, in our offices, we have exposed our people onto those packages. And also, in fact, I can tell you, in our commissionerate, we are having this entirely electronic office through the NICE e-office. So initially, there was little reluctance and probably 1 week or 2 weeks of effort to bring our staff onto that. But once they were onto it, I mean, they then played with the things there, and there was no stopping their learning. So I'm sure that many of you who have got this exposure to SPSS today would really be able to play around with that software and then really improve your understanding and your expertise in that from a beginner to a real expert using the online help which is available and the internal help which is available in these packages. And finally, I must say that during this COVID pandemic, one thing which which all of us have picked up is this online webinars and online training programs. In fact, last year I attended a meeting with the MHRD top team, wherein MHRD was talking about the future of training, and then they were talking about, and this is last year when we had not even heard of COVID, and they were saying that presently most of our physical programs, a bulk of our expenditure happens on TAs, DAs, and I would say travel and stay of the participant rather than on the actual training program itself. And people have to come from different places, spending a lot of their extra time on travel. But so the future of training is online. And I think this COVID pandemic has made all of us to go online. And I see even in the last 6 months, a lot of improvement in the features of various packages which we use for online meetings or online webinars or online trainings. And I'm sure that though it may be a little less interactive compared to a physical program, but it helps us to reach to many more participants than it was otherwise. I think the future of training is that, and I'm happy that MUA has taken lead. It's in fact one of our really great quality universities of the state, and under the leadership of Dr. Ramesh has taken the lead to organize this program. And hearing the feedback, it is very well organized. So I must congratulate them and also thank all the participants for really participating well in the program and taking something which is very relevant to the field of research and to their field of activity, which will help you, all of you, in the future. Thank you very much to all of you for inviting me.
Thank you, sir.
We are very much delighted with your presence. Thank you very much.